Hello everyone, it's me, Juan Gamer 54, back in the video today. Today, I give you a double upload. Yes, I am aware. Trust me, I am aware. Juan, didn't you already release the video on Minecraft? And that was on Game Theory. Well, hey guys, I'm just gonna say this. I posted in a now deleted video that I was sick. So but I'm recovered now. I'm recovered. I'm back being 100%. So I figured I got to at least redeem myself for essentially giving you almost a week without videos. So you know what? Double upload for you today. So we're going to be talking about Chicken Jockey. And I don't think this meme needs to be explained a lot more. But you know what? I'm going to just let the video go on. Let's do this.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Film Theory, the show that always carries flint and steel. So, the time has come. A Minecraft movie is finally out, and people are going crazy for it. For real, this movie opened up to almost $300 million in its first weekend and was the biggest box office opening of the year so far. Even bigger than the Barbie movie was a couple years back. This apparently came as a surprise to a bunch of the film industry, which, I gotta say, really? A movie based on one of the most important and highest-selling video games ever that's been a key part to multiple generations of childhoods did well? Call me shocked, loyal theorists. Just shocked. Being real, though, this movie is absolutely benefiting from its place in the meme economy because its stonks are just going up, up, up. We had Hero Brine, Lava Chicken, Flint and Steel, a Big Chungus, Unaliving, and of course, Chicken Jockey. Just invest now, friends. Invest now. Tom and I actually went to see this together to maximize our theorist potential, and honestly, I had a much better time than I expected.
And again, I also made a reaction video on the film theory one. The game theory one.
We're just going insane at everything, and I just love seeing a new generation of moviegoers experiencing something like this in a theater again. That is what really matters. I honestly think that the cast knew that this script was, well, it sure was, and that they needed to ham it up to have some fun. Well, at least Jack Black and Jason Momoa did, and I think it worked. I also have to have a laugh at Jack Black just announcing all of the Minecraft ideas and items.
I mean, let's be honest. What really blew me back was literally just all of a sudden now people are shipping Jack Black's Steve with Jason Momoa's Jar Jar. I don't know his actual name. I just know his name was Jar Jar in the movie. Like, god dang. I did not expect this ship to come out, but okay. I mean, sure. Why not? But, man, guys, like, I'm still in disbelief about the whole Chicken Jockey thing. I think I'll probably say it later because this is a big video, so let's continue.
If they were real lines, and the way he said epic loot in the movie just sounded weird, right? I'm not alone there. Like, he didn't really understand English and just kind of learned that line by ear. It's weird stuff, but like I said, fun. And also, that Technoblade cameo just genuinely peaked cinema. What a legend. Rest in peace, my guy. Now, sadly, I will say I was expecting a little bit more when it came to
I'm bowing my head right now, and I hope you're bowing your heads too.
There was a ton in the movie. It felt great to actually have a few of our predictions that the Orb of Dominance was going to play a key role, and that Jack Black was going to have a bit of a redemption arc actually pan out. But I didn't come out of the theater with just one big idea for a theory. Instead, I came out with a bunch of smaller ideas, and I'll be revisiting this for a full theory idea when it's on home video later this year. Don't you worry. But for now, here are 3 more Minecraft movie mini theories for your enjoyment. Put on your diamond armor, friends, as we dig into the memes and the lore. Mini theory number 1, the Chicken Jockey is worth the hype. So probably the first meme to come out of this movie has been this little guy right here, the Chicken Jockey. Fans have latched onto this moment and gone crazy in the theaters when it comes up, making a ton of noise, throwing popcorn and soda everywhere.
I've been meaning to tell about that. Like, look, it's to the point. I must have had a boring cinema then, because when me and Kevin just got there, it was like there was a ton of kids. Like, there were a lot of people over there. It wasn't just me and Kevin. So we did not see no popcorn front or nothing. But all of a sudden now I've been hearing some news that theaters are getting trashed. Popcorns are being thrown everywhere. Dang, it must have sucked. It sucks being a movie employee over there, a theater employee who has to clean all that up. Heck, I'm pretty sure someone threw an actual live chicken in there. And I wish I'm making this up, but no, there was actually a report of someone throwing an actual live chicken in there. Like, what? It's so crazy that they literally had to make the movie theater, the Minecraft one, like a Minecraft movie ad saying, "Please do not throw popcorn," and literally having Jack Black himself, come out and saying, please be respectful and don't throw the popcorn, and also I am Steve. Like, what? I don't know, man. Like, what do you got? I don't know, guys. Like, do you think like this was a cool this ain't no harm done, or do you think like people are going way too far on this one? Because I'm not gonna lie, I pity the movie theater workers. I really do.
Enough so that the viral trend has resulted in theaters kicking people out of showings and even calling the police. Which,
Ha.
guys, please calm down. Those poor theater workers have to clean up after you, and there are better ways to show your excitement. Just cheer at the screen. That's what normal people do.
Uh huh.
Guys, come on. But let me tell you, this little guy right here is absolutely worth this hype because he's a way stronger mob than I think everyone is giving him credit for. And I mean that both in the context of the movie and the game. Like, seriously, when you actually sit down and think about this guy, he's probably way more powerful than you think. How so? Well, first off, I don't know about you, but the jockey part of this chicken jockey behaves way differently in the movie than a normal zombie from either the game or the film. Yeah,
Really?
did you guys notice that? Though all the other zombies in the movie seem mindless,
Yeah.
lumbering towards our heroes in a mildly threatening way. I mean, there's straight up a scene where Natalie and Dawn are calmly having a conversation while just slowly walking away from one. And the baby zombies that the
Bro, I said this in the game theory version. Again, you can check it out. I'm pretty sure I'll leave a link in the description for you guys to watch these two back to back. I don't know, maybe open a different, maybe open another tab in your computer. But literally, I just explained in that video that they made the overworld in the movie so easy. Like, literally, give me some prep time, and I promise you, I'm walking in overworld. I'm walking to the villagers. When they see a zombie raid coming in, they'll know that I'm right there, straight aura farming. Like, literally, I'll be holding the swords behind my hand. Like, I'll be holding the swords backwards and just doing the zombies dirty, like hitting them with two swords. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. You can't hold two swords in Minecraft. But shoot, in the movie they make it feel like these guys were easy licks. They got Jar Jar moving different, and Jar Jar haven't fought a real person in his life. Like, I can't lie. They're gonna make me look like a level. They making a level 1 crook look like a level 99 mob boss in the overworld. But like I also said in the other video, they basically had to nerf how realistically horrible it is, because I promise you, if you pick up a Minecraft novel, because there are Minecraft novels, they are out there. I've seen them. Most definitely, the novels are going to paint the overworld a much darker and more like it is survive. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that in the movie they made the overworld look like they were playing easy mode, while in the novels it's definitely survival mode.
chicken jockeys based on in the game are quick, but likewise mindless. So this chicken jockey, he's built a little different. It is big, full human eyes, it makes baby sounds, it's freaking intelligent, and uses tactics and strategy in its fight. Yeah, multiple times in this fight, it tries to trick Garrett. It starts to cry, causing Garrett to let his guard down so it can attack him again.
Yep.
Not only that, but it seems to also understand the rules of this game that the Illagers are forcing Garrett and Steve to play. When the chicken jockey is thrown out of the ring, it cries because it knows it's lost the match and doesn't jump back in to attack. If this were like one of the other zombies in the movie or a baby zombie from the game, it'd hop right back in and try to get another bite of the garbage man. Now, this raises a lot of questions that we don't have answers for. How was this little baby zombie so much more intelligent than the others? Was it like a baby that turned into a zombie and retained its brain power somehow? Or are these zombies like their own species that start off smart and get dumber as they age? It's strange, but the thing I can confidently say, this specific chicken jockey zombie is smart and very dangerous.
Very.
And it's not even the only thing making this mob super powerful. It might have another secret weapon that all of us are underestimating.
The chicken.
Yes, the chicken. What? My phone's ringing. Sorry. unprofessional, but let me take this real quick. Listen, Garrett, you can't keep calling me. I don't want to buy that Atari. How did you even get this number? Jeez, I know he's really struggling, but Garrett really needs to chill out with all the spam calls. But I know
Oh, never
I
mind.
should really sign up for Incog, like a bit of a joke. And I get it. Like, really? A chicken is going to make this thing even more powerful? But just think about where
Hey,
else we
don't
see
just
chickens
underestimate
in this
chickens.
film. You ever wonder what happens when you mix hot lava and chicken? Yeah, when Steve is showing the group the village he helped build, he presents a contraption that pours lava onto a chicken, resulting in a perfectly cooked, full chicken. My first thought after seeing this was, wait, is Jack Black really singing right now? Like, for real? My second thought after seeing this was that this
Yeah,
was
like
really cool.
I don't
It's
know. I didn't
exactly the
rock
sort
with
of
the
thing that
singing.
Bears created in
I
the
did not
game
need
for
to make this a
years.
Minecraft
And the
Disney
third thing
movie.
I thought was, wait, isn't lava like really, really hot? Like
Yeah.
burn you to ash and melt your bones hot? How
Mm-hmm.
like and strong is this chicken that all that happens is that it just becomes perfectly cooked? The temperature of
I mean,
molten
it's still
lava
dead,
ranges
but it is
from
impressive.
about 700 to 1200 degrees Celsius. That's an insane 1300 to 2200 degrees Fahrenheit. Coming into close contact with something that hot for longer than just a moment or two could result in a lot of very bad, very painful things. The vaporization of all the water within the chicken's body, basically turning it all into steam, followed by the proteins within the chicken's muscles and skin denaturing. That basically means that the proteins all die and can start at temperatures as low as 140 degrees Fahrenheit, way lower than the temperature of the lava. What's more, organic matter like the fat inside of our animal bodies would ignite at 570 degrees Fahrenheit, around 300 Celsius, resulting in combustion. And at higher temperatures, above 750 degrees Fahrenheit or 400 Celsius, proteins in our bones would undergo carbonization, which would leave behind nothing but an ash-like residue. Like, just to put things into perspective, to cook a chicken to perfection, according to the USDA, the internal temperature of the bird needs to reach 165 degrees Fahrenheit or about
We're talking
74
above
degrees
that.
Celsius. And to get that crispy golden texture on the skin, it would take 45 minutes to 1.5 hours at 425 degrees Fahrenheit to 18 Celsius. Because this chicken is put directly into this lava, basically completely submerged in it for the 35 seconds it takes Jack Black to do his little song and dance, I couldn't find exactly what would happen in my research. As it turns out, not a lot of people are running experiments that involve dipping a chicken completely in lava. It's less likely that it would come out a perfectly cooked chicken that's a bit too hot to eat right away, and more likely that it would be completely ruined, blackened, and ashy all over if it had any structure at
Heck,
all.
even puff,
All of that's to
like
say, while these
poof, like
Minecraft
it's
chickens
in a
aren't
cartoon.
invincible or anything like that, they are built different and way stronger than you might think. So with all of that in mind, just think about this chicken jockey. The baby zombie itself seems more sentient than other similar mobs, and the chicken is stronger than any normal chicken we'd see here in the real world. This little monster is a menace and is absolutely worth the hype that everyone's been giving it in the theaters. Mini theory number 2, the team's secret superpowers. So in our previous video
definitely.
explaining how real-world science would not let you do the water bucket trick, I mentioned that I wanted to do a video going over all the ways these characters probably should die in this movie. But as I watched, I realized that it wasn't really going to be that interesting. Why? Well, because the logic in this film and how it treats damage and death, even for...
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. They weren't going to show no death. They weren't going to show no death. This is still a kids movie about Minecraft. No one's really died, and even if you did die, your skeleton still remains and haunting us.
Minecraft movie is weird to say the least, and the reason why was way more interesting to me. Characters get hit and hurt all the time in this movie. Henry almost gets his soul eaten by an Enderman, Steve gets hit in the head with the bucket nunchucks, and the garbage man, oh dude, he gets beat up the most. He falls down a mine shaft at the beginning of the movie, is attacked by the chicken jockey multiple times, and
Right
is
on
hit
that
by
spine.
all of the booby traps in the mine. And in his first night in the overworld, my man is straight up next to a creeper when it explodes. So
Right in
in
his
game,
face.
this situation right here would instantly kill you if you weren't wearing any armor. A creeper explosion deals 21.5 hearts worth of damage, way more than the max player health of 10 hearts. And even if we consider Garrett's leather jacket as a leather tunic, that only adds 2 hearts on top of those 10. Way less than the 21 plus a creeper could deal. Garrett should be dead here even before the movie gets started. And
dang, treating him like Yamcha. And what's worse is that I don't really want to reveal too much of the movie because I've seen it and I don't know anyone else who didn't bother to go see it because you got better time than us apparently. But like this was during around the time where the zombies were still active, like zombies and skeletons were still running amok. So even if Garrett did survive the the creeper explosion, he still has to deal with the whole horde of zombies and skeletons that are right near him.
What's more,
Oh, and
that's not even
spiders.
the only potentially fatal damage that Garrett has taken throughout the film. That big scene in Act 2 where the garbage man redeems himself, seemingly sacrificing himself on the bridge full of piglins so that Steve and Henry can escape, would
Uh
have as
huh.
well. Several TNT blocks explode right here next to him and would have dealt way more than enough damage to kill him. Not to mention the fact that Garrett then fell off the bridge and had to use the water bucket trick again to survive. So something's up here. Despite the movie's reverence for Minecraft and its items and rules, these human characters seem to be breaking them. Is that because this was a kids' movie and they wanted to have some physical slapstick humor for Jack Black and Jason Momoa to have some fun, make silly noises as their stunt doubles get thrown around? I mean,
Uh-huh.
yes, absolutely, that's 100% what happened. But we can look at other weird little aspects about the film that can give us a bit of a different explanation here, and it all points to one thing. These humans here in the overworld, yeah, they're immortal because they're in creative mode. So if you don't
Huh?
know, creative mode is one of the main ways to play Minecraft. It basically takes all of the survival parts of the game and removes them, allowing players to create anything that they can come up with. Sounds a little bit similar to how Steve described.
Oh yeah. Ah. All right, we back. But you know what? Yeah, at this point, it has to be creative. It has to be creative mode because like Steve just seems to be doing stuff that I didn't think is possible. I mean, unless Steve was putting in that work when he was in the overworld before the movie even began, which I'm going to assume he did because we don't know how much time or passage of time happens when Steve enters the overworld before we get to the main story of the movie. Like we don't know how long Steve was stuck in the overworld before the main crew even got there. So unless you mean to tell me that Steve was just using creative mode this whole time, my man was going to work, like finding redstones for the lava chicken farm, finding the ender pearl, finding enchanted armor. Like my man was going busy. He was putting in that work, that effort. But yeah, most definitely, I feel like the crew are just in creative. There's no other way.
Players to create anything that they can come up with. Sounds a little bit similar to how Steve describes the overworld, doesn't it?
A wonderland where anything you can imagine is possible, as long as what you imagine can be built out of blocks.
Players are basically immortal in creative mode, which would explain why Garrett and the others could take so much damage and not be that worse for wear. And that's not even the only thing in this movie that points towards this fact. Like, this is admittedly a pretty small detail, but did you notice how none of the characters talk about hunger or eating at all in the movie? Sure, Garrett takes one bite of the lava chicken before wussing out, but otherwise, it's not brought up at all. Hunger and the hunger meter are huge parts of Minecraft in survival mode. If your
Yeah,
hunger goes all the way down, you start losing health and will eventually die. Steve clearly knows his way around Minecraft and the rules of the overworld, and isn't shy about explaining literally everything, so you think it would come up, right? And another much bigger thing pointing.
well, I mean, technically, it could be just like most likely the movie didn't want to bother with that, and want to do like, hey, let's throw logic out here. Let's do Jack Black and Jason Momoa's doing a singing number in front of the Illagers. Who cares about the whole logic of stuff? But I mean, like, or it's just passage of time. The pacing was not good. I don't know. I didn't seem to mind it.
Towards creative mode? Well, in creative mode, you basically have unlimited building blocks. In regular Minecraft, if you break a block like wood, you will pick up only one of those blocks that you can then place down.
Yeah.
You can use a crafting table to turn it into more blocks of a slightly different type, but if you want to just place down exactly the thing that you picked up, the one block is all you get. But in creative mode, if you have that one block, as long as it's in your inventory and on your toolbar, you can basically use it an infinite amount of times. This lines up perfectly with what we see in the movie, specifically in the scene where Henry and the others have first entered the overworld and night has fallen. If you
Yeah.
don't remember, while the group is running away from attacking zombies and skeletons, Henry accidentally runs into a tree and breaks a couple of blocks. He then grabs those blocks and proceeds to build a fairly large shelter for the group to run away from the attacking undead. Now, your first thought here might be that Henry just mines some more trees off screen, but
Yeah.
given the size of the shelter that we see, my man basically would have had to clear a substantial part of the forest around them to make that happen, which we see is not the case. Instead, it really seems like he just grabbed a couple of blocks and then went ham, using them over and over and over again.
Yeah, it makes
Almost
more
like
sense. Well, I mean,
was
he
in
is kind of
creative
described
mode.
as a
And
hacker,
if
so.
this is the case, these characters were never in any real danger at all. Sure, they get tossed around and hit and are put into seemingly life-threatening situations, but no matter what, they would have been fine. That's why they never died despite taking so much damage, why we never see them get hungry, why they can seemingly build giant structures from just a few blocks. And honestly, they really should have tried double jumping. Would have made the movie way easier if they knew they could fly. Mini theory number 3, Jack Black's Lost Adventure. Okay, so hear me out, but there's something about the story Steve tells here in a Minecraft movie that just doesn't line up. Maybe, sure, it could be a mistake by the filmmakers, but to be honest, they did put a lot of thought into this film and how it used Minecraft's items and iconography.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure it is a mistake, and instead, I think it's teasing a future spin-off story. But
Because of course it is. I mean, look how popular it is.
monologue introducing Steve and the He's supposedly going to the Nether for the very first time.
Yeah.
Here where he's captured by Malgosha and the Piglins, who want the Orb of Dominance so they can take over the Overworld. Thankfully, Steve manages to pass the orb off to his wolf companion Dennis, who brings it through the Overworld and back into the real world for safekeeping.
Yeah.
Steve is then sadly left behind as a prisoner of the Piglins, where he stays until the other main characters enter the Overworld and the rest of the plot happens. All in all, this is a fine setup for a movie.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This sequence, or at least part of Steve's backstory here in the monologue, it's either a lie of omission or just a straight up lie. A bit later in the movie, we see Malgosha send the Piglins to invade the Overworld and attack the village where Steve and the others are staying. During this sequence, the group splits up, with Steve, Henry, and the Garbage Man being chased up the mountains. To escape, Steve reveals that he has 2 Elytra wingsuits, which allow them to glide away.
Oh, the
Henry and
Elytra.
the Garbage Man hops on Garrett's back, and
Okay, I know he's gonna probably explain it, but I think the Elytra are only to be found in. Yeah, Elytras are usually found in the end cities, right? Like at the end cities after you defeat the Ender Dragon. Or unless there's a Minecraft update that I didn't know about. What the villagers have Elytras as well? Does the dungeons have Elytras as well? Elytras are not the same. Are no longer end city exclusive now, Mauer?
fly away in one of the more creative action sequences in the movie. So, what's the issue? Well, hardcore Minecraft players probably already put this together, but for everyone else, given Steve's story in the intro here, there is no way he should have these Elytra wingsuits. See, in vanilla Minecraft, the Elytra are only found in one place, the end, in the treasure.
Yeah, you see, I was right.
So, that means that for Steve to have these Elytra wings, he has to have been to the end already. This, in and of itself, actually has some pretty cool implications. Many players view getting to the end and defeating the dragon there as the goal of Minecraft. The end of it, so to speak. Each of the human characters in the film represent a different type of Minecraft player, with Steve very clearly representing the old school veterans who definitely would have beaten the game. So, that's neat. But there's only one way to get to the end, and it doesn't line up with Steve's story. To get to the end, you need to find a stronghold in the overworld that has an end portal in it.
Yeah.
You need to place several Eyes of Ender in the portal to activate it.
And he has an Ender Pearl.
By combining an Ender Pearl with blaze powder, which you can only create by breaking down blaze rods, which only drop from blaze mobs, which can only be found in nether fortresses, which are only found in the nether. You know, the place where Jack Black has implied that he's never been before and was being held prisoner in before the story really kicks off. So really, this means one of two things. Either one, Steve went on a whole adventure adventure we didn't see while trapped in the Nether, perhaps teaming up with General Chungus to find a Nether fortress, kill some blazes, find a stronghold, activate an end portal, get these Elytra, and then come back to the Piglin dungeon. Or 2. Steve lied. He had been to the Nether before all of this went down, got the blaze rods on his own, went to the end all before the events of the movie take place. To me, that second option seems far more likely, enough so that I'd bet my diamond stash on it. Throughout the film,
Ha.
Steve is presented as a pretty unreliable narrator. That's actually a big part of his character arc, lying to the other characters so he can be reunited with Dennis the Wolf. So it's honestly not even too far-fetched. In fact,
I mean, let's be honest at this point. Like, I would pretty much bet on it, to be honest. I mean, like, let's be honest, because the Ender Dragon is basically viewed as the final boss, essentially. I mean, sure, people will probably will either say that no, the Ender Dragon's not the main boss. They could say like, shoot. I mean, well, we got some new mobs like the Warden. Like, heck, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Warden or the what was it called? All right, like the Greek, the Warden, the Wither. But let's be honest, the Ender Dragon is the final boss. Like, no question. So most definitely they would try to go to the end. Like, you already showed us like one Enderman, right? So Chekhov's gun needs to be said that the sequel will probably have more Endermen and therefore the Ender Dragon. And I'll be honest, I feel like Steve is needed for, the whole Ender Dragon thing. So I wouldn't be surprised that he's basically, being secretive. Heck, but if he already defeated the Ender Dragon, then how? I guess it could make sense that the the egg of the Ender Dragon hatched and a new Ender Dragon was made. On a vengeance tour.
now that a Minecraft movie has become such a smash success, you just know the execs at Legendary and Warner Brothers are looking at this film and wondering how they can milk it. What sequels and spin-offs can they possibly get out of it? Well, there's one for you right there. A perfect Jack Black goes to the Nether and the End adventure they could make a Max TV series out of, or uses the basis for the sequel that you just know is happening.
Yep.
The only real thing left to figure out is just exactly how Jack Black is going to say Eye of Ender. But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory.
Alright, that's going to be the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like the videos. I know you guys enjoy, and comment down below what do you guys think. Again, it's a double upload today for the first channel. And again, if you want to watch the game theory version, it's linked in the description box below. They'll roughly be released at the same time. So, most likely you'll already get a notification of that. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, I feel like let's be honest, there is going to be a Minecraft 2. Now, I'm not sure about an HBO Max series. I'm not really sure about that, but hey, man, anything is possible. I mean, if Chicken Jockey has now become the meme of a century that got people acting different in the theaters, I'm led to believe anything is going to happen at this point. But yeah. Be sure you subscribe and make sure you turn on the notification bell because we are going to get back reacting to more videos. A lot more videos. And with that, this is One Gamer 54 signing off.